This is a fairly new skill toy, fidget toy from WHLabs. If you are not familiar with WHLabs, this is Weston Hamilton's company. He has his hands in beglery and in cardistry, and that's pretty much it. But that's kind of, he's a skill toy aficionado, and he's been in the game for a while. And this is really one of their first major creations, something that's a little different. Like I said, they've dabbled in beglery with the squeakers, but this is a new toy. This is a new fidget toy, new skill toy. That's pretty darn cool. We have actually two sets that they sent me, and we'll talk about how those kind of relate to one another. But we'll start off with the one, and we'll just talk about the sort of the makeup and the anatomy and kind of what they're all about. First off, you can't really tell, obviously, on a video what they feel like in the hand, but the texture of these is really nice, very tactile, kind of a little bit rough. I really like the texture that they chose on this for, that's fun. I like the texture that they chose on these because it gives it another like tactile feel to it. In addition to that, with that tactile feel, we have on each side of it, we have this sort of little divot here, so we kind of have a worry stone sort of feel, and each side is exactly the same. And then we have these powerful magnets. And it gives a nice clack too. Nothing crazy loud, obnoxious, but I wouldn't necessarily like have these in the classroom, all right? So, teaching, I wouldn't probably have one of my students mess with these in the classroom. I could see them annoying somebody, but they're not super obnoxious. So if you're out in public or whatever, if you're on the bus or some other public space like that, I don't think they would be too obnoxious to other people. You might have one rolling off, but that's another thing. So, but yeah, the idea here is, Weston himself has said basically you can do with these what you want, right? They can be a more fidget toy that's just not meant for skill toy at all, or you can kind of push them and come up with creative things. There's not a lot of tricks out there yet. There's some basics, and that's kind of where I'm at. I've only had them about a week or so, but I see a lot of potential in this. So it's one of those things that I think if you pick it up and you're familiar with cardistry and beglery and a few other things like that, any kind of manipulation thing where you're moving it around, I feel like you're going to like these a lot, and they're going to unlock a lot of potential. And I also think that maybe something like this will help kind of give inspiration to some of the other things, like maybe cardistry, especially. I could see where some of the breaks might give you an influence or an inspiration for some other flourish. So anyways, so that's the idea, is to kind of just break it and then do something with it after that break. I'll have in the description here Weston's video of kind of just the first tutorial. I assume there's going to be more tutorials out there. He's really good at putting out tutorials as a company anyways, for both cardistry and for beglery. I've seen quite a few of his things, and so I won't be surprised if he has another tutorial on these, and they're always high quality and well explained. So I'll have a link in the description to that video as well if you're interested. I'll also, of course, have a link where you can order these. Currently, they are sold out. So you had to pre-order these ones in this colorway, but just in the last couple days, actually, they've hinted on their Instagram some other colors that they are hopefully releasing soon. I don't know the deadline for that, but again, I'll have in the description their website and everything where you can find them. Okay, so there will be more, just not right this second. So if you're watching this and you're like, I want one now, you might have to wait a little bit. All right, but hopefully not too long. Okay, so just to kind of walk you through kind of what I've been doing with them, I like to hold it just kind of like just easy, simple grip, right? And break just right here at the bottom. So if you're gonna do like a flip or something like that, where you break it from the bottom, I would break it down low, all right? So that's kind of something I've learned that I think is beneficial. So the magnets are pretty strong, but they aren't hard to pull apart at all. They're strong enough though, that when you do a break and you do a side break, that they actually hold together like so. So that's really cool. That opens up a lot of potential for tricks, because when you go to tip it like that, I think if you're familiar with some other skill toys, beglery, cardistry, K-bones, dead-eye coins, that kind of stuff, I think you're gonna you're going to pick these up more of as a skill toy. But I do like the fact that they are kind of there for you if, you know, you're just wanting a fidget toy, something to throw on the desk. Also, if you have like a metal surface, like I'm sitting on this metal bench here, right? They will stick to that. So you can even do like table work too, right? You know, where you're putting it on a table flat surface and you're kind of moving around and that kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of cool too. So you can use them as kind of a desk toy, fidget toy kind of thing. And they're small enough. I like the size of them a lot. They're small enough that I can throw them in a pocket and they're not gonna be bulky, and they can be a really nice everyday carry item to kind of throw with all my other stuff. Like I said, he sent me 2 as well. Now, I'll be quite honest, I haven't really messed with the set of 2 yet, really too much. But you could also mess with 3, by the way. So you wouldn't necessarily have to do 2. So let's see what you can do with 3. So like I would do a lot of like 2-hand work, you know, with these. It's kind of just, yeah, interesting. So if I were to connect the 4 here, okay, I could do something like this. And more of, this would feel like more like something that would be up the alley, I think, for cardists. Because there's just a little bit more to mess with. Like I said, I haven't really messed with that, but there's a lot of cool potential. So if you're wanting to see what like 3 or 4 would look like, make sure that you follow WHLabs on Instagram. I've seen a couple different videos from them that are really cool and unlocks some really cool things. So if you're interested in buying one of these at some point, I would definitely recommend picking up 2 sets. All right, that's gonna do it for my review of the Worry Bricks from WHLabs. Yeah, really cool. Go check them out. All right, and until the next one, later.